Welcome back to our weekly dive into the Bitcoin and cryptoverse. I'm Corbin Fraser, and in today's episode, I'll be covering the hot topics that have stirred the crypto community, starting with the main focus for us here at Bitcoin.com, which is news surrounding Mr. Roger Ver, Bitcoin.com's founder and an influential figure in the Bitcoin and crypto space. It was big news this week that Bitcoin.com founder, early investor, and ardent peer-to-peer cash supporter Roger Ver has been arrested in Spain and is facing extradition to the United States. Before I go any further, I'd like to take a moment to make it completely clear to everyone watching that these legal proceedings are specific to Roger Ver and don't impact Bitcoin.com's operations or services. Funds are safe and always will be. Remember, the Bitcoin.com wallet app, it's self-custodial by nature, meaning you are always in full control of your money, which is exactly how it should be. So while Bitcoin.com is not directly involved in this case, I do want to say that Bitcoin.com stands by Roger. I personally have enormous respect for this man. He's been extremely passionate about the power of Bitcoin and peer-to-peer cash from day one. Bitcoin.com, myself, and Roger Ver have all been committed to making the world a better place by promoting money that's not controlled by the state. Bitcoin.com's mission, which comes directly from Roger's vision, and which is in turn inspired by the ethos of Bitcoin and crypto, is to ensure that money is fair, accessible to everyone, everywhere, without limits. So there were other members of the crypto Bitcoin community that were voicing their support for Roger as well. We can jump over to a tweet here by Mr. Kim.com, crypto advocate Kim.com, came forward to say, "I've read the indictment and it's completely novel, unprecedented, and unfair. It's also a hopeless attempt to attach a value to something that was trading in a fragile, volatile, and unregulated market in 2014. Kim.com goes on to suggest the real motivation of this indictment is to silence a man who's been critical of endless wars and the murder of innocent people for profit." Jumping over to the Free Roger Ver hashtag on Twitter, you'll see that the wider crypto market and crypto community has also been rallying behind Roger with the hashtag Free Roger Ver. Tons of tweets coming out in support. Lots of Bitcoin OGs coming out to put their flag behind Roger Ver, and just the chaos and uncertainty of what this means for Bitcoin and crypto in general. Even Andrew Tate weighed in, stating that the system gets furious when you're anything but a perfect slave. There's no intent to enforce justice. There isn't a semblance of fairness, just a lashing out of a corrupt system against peaceful people for daring to live their lives. So it's great to see the crypto community rallying together in the face of all of these government crackdowns. At the end of the day, we're all on the same team here, and it's becoming obvious now that we're squarely in the then they fight you stage of crypto adoption. So case in point, the US government is now coming after the very heart of crypto, the thing that got people probably mostly interested and curious about Bitcoin and crypto. It's privacy and self-custody. So if we jump into this story here over at Bitcoin.com news, you'll see that last week, the U.S. Department of Justice from the Southern District of New York, they brought charges against the creators of Samourai Wallet for running an unlicensed money transmission service and for engaging in what they're calling money laundering activities. So for those who don't know, Samourai Wallet, like the Bitcoin.com wallet app, it's fully self-custodial by nature. So meaning your funds are held and controlled by you and you alone. So now the Samourai Wallet had an additional tool that was built within it, and they called it Whirlpool. And that aided in financial privacy by mixing Bitcoin UTXOs, making it harder for blockchain analysts, spies, third-party prying eyes to track money inflows and outflows. So the DOJ is claiming that the founders enabled large-scale money laundering involving proceeds from dark web markets and various cyber crimes. You know, they say that the founders marketed Samourai Wallet as a cryptocurrency mixer, processing over $2 billion in transactions without regulatory oversight. So in coordination with international law enforcement, actions were taken to seize Samourai Wallet's web servers and restrict access to its mobile applications, effectively shutting down the operation. You go visit their website, you'll see a big fat banner across it where they've seized the domain as well. Samourai Wallet has since been removed from the Google Play Store. So it's important to note that because Samourai Wallet was a non-custodial, the funds will stay with the users. So as long as those users had their 12 words backed up, they're good. Like nothing happens to their money. Nevertheless, by targeting the founders of the company and shutting down physical infrastructure, authorities are basically sending a clear message. Self-custody and financial privacy are not welcome. And this brings us to our next story, where Coin Center warns of DOJ overreach in Tornado Cash. You'll see here, it's important to note that going after software developers for code they wrote, it's a bit like going after authors for words they wrote. It's something that historically, at least, was reserved for like totalitarian regimes. So now we're stepping into like totally uncharted territory. So Coin Center, which they're an advocacy group fighting to protect civil liberties, they noted that the DOJ's decision to criminally charge wallet developers for unlicensed money transmission, despite no actual control over users' assets, it represents an alarming move away from the long-standing existing government policies. So Coin Center Director of Research Peter van Valkenburg was quoted as saying, "This is a disaster for the rule of law, due process rights for the accused, and our fundamental freedoms of speech and privacy." So I couldn't agree more, and I'm not the only one. So jump over to a little update from Bitcoin.org owner Cobra warns about illegalization of Bitcoin self-custody in the US. So just one example is the owner of the .org, who, to protect his identity, goes by the name Cobra. Now, Cobra's been kind of an anon in the Bitcoin space for early days. He was very, very early. And Cobra has voiced concerns about future actions from the US government regarding Bitcoin ownership. He anticipates a possible outright ban on the self-custody of Bitcoin, noting that private ownership of gold used to be illegal in the United States. Cobra stated, "If you think they won't eventually come for self-custody of Bitcoin, you haven't been paying attention." As we see these government actions unfold, it's crucial to remember why cryptocurrency was created in the first place: to offer an alternative to traditional financial systems, a means of financial self-sovereignty. When figures like Cobra express concerns about the future of self-custody, it's a call to the community to stay vigilant and proactive. We must continue to advocate for our rights to privacy and control over our own assets to ensure that the original values of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency are not eroded by regulatory overreach. So this isn't just about protecting our investments. It's about preserving our ability to make choices about our own financial future. These issues touch on the core principles of what many of us believe, in deeply, the power and necessity of decentralized, user-empowered systems. So as these discussions unfold, we're going to have to all stay informed, engaged, and just be ready to act. So I think that's it for today. Thank you for joining us as we navigate through these very turbulent waters. The landscape of Bitcoin and crypto, it's constantly changing, and as you've seen, it gets a little weird sometimes. So just being prepared for the chaos is part of the game. Remember, each one of us plays a part in shaping the future of digital finance. So be involved, stay up to date in the latest news, write to your local politicians to explain to them the importance of self-custody. I encourage everyone to just stay curious, stay critical, and as always, keep your assets secure. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more insights each week. We're here to help you stay ahead of the curve and ahead of the world of all the chaos that crypto and Bitcoin brings, or at least what the government brings towards it. So until next time, keep your wallet safe, your minds open. Leave us a comment below. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks.